Let's talk about the problem of digital blackface, because it's a real fucking problem. And what I mean by this are white men in particular who create alt burner accounts in order to impersonate a black person, or just a person of color, generally speaking. There are 3 reasons they do this. The first one is that they want some more credibility for their racism. They know that if they get on there showing their white face, that they're gonna be immediately called out because it's racist. But if they pretend to be a black person, they can get away with it. The second reason that they do this is for the exact reason that minstrel shows were popular. They pretend to be a black person because they want to spam the N-word, or they want to enact these racial stereotypes about black people. It gives them a sense of joy to be able to impersonate this caricature of a black person that they have created and that has historically been perpetuated by white media. And it's really disgusting and fucking weird. And the third reason is that white people do not have culture. The act of white men choosing to impersonate a person of color in their free time proves that there is deep-rooted white resentment in regards to us not having a culture or community. White person who does this, fucking stop. It's weird. Okay, bye.
That's how many white people are doing digital blackface. I did not realize the extent. And by digital blackface, I mean like these are white people commenting from accounts that are made to look like they're run by black people. Like they have a black person in the profile picture. They have like a general like black person's name. Like, but the comment is very clearly from a white person. Like, we see you. I don't know why you think that you're slick, but it's just, like, that's scary. Like to go out of your way to make a fake profile. It's one thing to have like the fake like throwaway burner accounts where it's just like user whatever the fuck and a bunch of numbers, or it's just like, you know, something generic that doesn't have like a profile picture and it has like no followers and no posts, or it's private and they like follow like 2,000 something people. But to do the digital blackface and harass black people, like y'all really know no bounds. Like it would be amazing if it was not so horrifying.
I hate that I can tell who is a white person acting black online. We can tell, baby. No, like we know. Like it's just so much digital blackface. I don't want to hear your thoughts on Queen Naija.
Family. Many white folks today are creating accounts to impersonate black people. They are pretending they are black and they're starting to speak bad of black people. And many black folks are now noticing these new accounts. They are creating accounts, putting up a black name and a black face on their profile photos. And family, they intend to push their racist abuses using a black account, and you can easily notice them because many a times they start their statements saying as a black person or we black people, and many a times they try and push, you know, ideologies that are pushed by far right white folks, you know, racist ideologies using a black account, and it's very, very easy to notice them. Family, this is what I call black obsession, and I'd say that many far right white folks are obsessed with black people. They do not want to see black folks peaceful. They do not want to see black people coexisting peacefully. So they decide to create these accounts to start disturbing black people. Family, in this video, you'll get to learn why many, you know, white folks are creating pseudo accounts to impersonate black people in a trend known as the digital blackface. Once the video is done, we will get back and do a critical analysis about the same. And family, in a special way, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my subscribers who are supporting this channel by buying me a coffee. I do not take your support for granted. Let's watch the video, then we'll be right back.
I'm going to teach you about digital blackface. Digital blackface is when a non-black person assumes a black identity online. Now, sometimes it's subtle, but usually it's strategic, and it's something that's used to manipulate whole communities. Right now, it's being used to push MAGA talking points, and it is everywhere. People on accounts that claim to be black are weighing in on Jimmy Kimmel, Charlie Kirk, freedom of speech, and traditional family values. A lot of times you know it's digital blackface because they start with, as a black person myself, which, I mean, who talks like that, really? I'm not saying there aren't black people with those viewpoints. Of course there are. Black people are not a monolith. But a lot of these accounts aren't real. And researchers know this because this is not new. One of the biggest documented incidents happened in 2016. Russian trolls posed as black users to suppress the US presidential vote. Now, some of those accounts were bots, some were run by people, but the goal overall was to weaken black political power by keeping black voters home. So they said things like, there's no point in voting, the system is rigged, both parties are the same, real change only comes through activism, not elections. Does any of that sound familiar? Exactly. Digital blackface is also still happening now. It borrows our voice to push someone else's agenda, and the reason it works is because it manufactures consent. It creates the illusion that many people agree with ideas that actually most people do not. Digital blackface also is not only bots or fake profiles on Twitter or Facebook. We're headed into an era of black AI influencers, so let me know if you want me to do a part 2 on that, and I will. For now, I just want y'all to be on the lookout. Even though it's hard to officially track these tactics because the internet makes it easy to be anonymous, a lot of times you can tell. You can just tell when something doesn't sit right. So here's my simple advice. When you're arguing with somebody online who claims to be black, remember you might not be arguing with a real person at all.
I don't know how to word this, but I feel like it needs to be said because somebody non-black has to come in and like call out this anti-blackness. The way people will comment on my videos talking about my black mutuals or black leftists on here is disgusting. Like use of the word token or anything like that is disgusting. And especially because most of these accounts are bots, I don't care and I'm not listening. If you are a nameless, faceless account, I do not believe that you are an actual black person commenting on my account. Case in point, this bot malfunctioned and left this comment on a video about Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Kayla, if you're a real person, please respond. Okay, Kayla? Please tell me the business to stay out of.
So the question is, does it count as digital blackface if I use a black character as my profile picture? There are a lot of non-black and specifically white people in the comment section of this video being extremely anti-black, saying things like, we, black people, are always trying to find issue with something, that we're always trying to be oppressed, that digital blackface isn't real, etc., etc., etc. A lot, if not most of these commenters also use they, them, their pronouns. The significance of this is that this is why black queer people do not want to be in LGBTQ spaces. It's that a lot of white queer people have the listening skills, the empathy, the care to really invest themselves in issues that impact them, but do not have that same empathy and grace for people around them, especially people of color and especially black folk. For those who lie in the intersections, black queer people, they do not want to be around you for this very reason. And it's never shocking, but it's always disappointing.
So it seems that AI generated content creation is the new wave to do digital blackface. Because what do you mean that all day on my FYP, I somehow have seen different versions of this same character that is a pit bull in a bonnet who works at McDonald's or Walmart, who has multiple baby daddies, who's talking about in it. What do you mean that there are multiple of those accounts that have millions of likes, tens of thousands of followers, definitely in the creator fund, definitely making money off of menstrual mockery of the Black American community? What do you mean? It's infuriating that stuff like this is allowed to happen, and that this is a way for racism and misogyny to be perpetuated while having plausible deniability, because it's just AI. It's not real. It's not a real person. It's not really mocking anything. It's satire. It's funny. No, the fuck it's not. It's crazy that this is allowed to happen. It's objectively crazy.
Black people, before you go back and forth in that comment section, understand that's a white person. That's a white person. Hey, me as a black man, I would, as a black woman, I think that's a white person you're talking to. That's a white person you're talking to. You ever realize their responses are so weird and your skin just absolutely starts to crawl and you start to turn your head like, wait a minute, something's wrong. That's your ancestors talking to you. That's the white person you're arguing with. Before you start giving out all the secrets to the black community, they sit there in silence and watch posts. For me, that's weird because I've never ended up on racist TikTok. I've never ended up on the racist side of TikTok. The alt-right pipeline of TikTok. Because they sit on our post in silence and watch what's going on in the black community. What's going on amongst black people. And then create fake pages with random pictures of black folks on the page. And then when you look at the page, it doesn't fit the aesthetic. Yeah. That's their research.
I can't be the only person noticing all of this digital blackface. There are so many AI accounts that are masquerading as black women. Some of them are just about promoting the soft life, but they're like filled with dog whistles and stereotypes. It'll just be this random black woman, an AI creation that's like, ever since I joined the soft life, I can afford my diapers and my pampers, and I'm not letting no nigga treat me bad. And they got all these people in the comments like, yes, sister, I'm feeling it too. I'm about to divest. And then you have some men that'll be all like, fuck you, raggedy bitch. It's not real. It's not real. Or worse, you'll have someone being like, oh, I love white men. And it'll be a dark-skinned black girl presented. I don't want to call it a girl. The AI model will be replicating a dark-skinned black woman. And then they're just, oh, white men make me so, I love white men. Ever since I stopped dating black men, my life has been so better. And it's just like, what? And people fall for it. Because over on Instagram, my algorithm thinks that I'm like a racist white boy or white man. So 1 minute I'm scrolling and I'm seeing the most egregious, xenophobic, hateful shit, return to Agartha, power to Rhodesia type memes. And then I scroll up and then it's an AI model of a black woman talking about, I love white men. White men make me so happy. And now you have Candace Owens in the news championing for Charlie Kirk and trying to uncover the secrets about what really happened. One, I'm disgusted that people can't tell immediately that it's AI because it's not even good AI. Two, you can't convince me it's not a white man behind that account.
Sometimes black people are so fake. And I mean that literally because sometimes black people are AI generated. Let's talk about digital blackface AI edition. Now, I told you in my last video that digital blackface is when someone who isn't black performs black identity or pretends to be black online. That is dangerous because non-black people use black culture to gain credibility, to vilify black people, and to cause division within the community by inserting divisive takes. Now, quick note, historically, when we talk about caricature, there's not just blackface, there's also yellowface, there's brownface, and there's redface. Similarly, there's also digital yellowface, digital brownface, and digital redface. All of those exist. So when I say digital blackface, many of these concepts can be applied to the range of digital racial impersonation, although some aspects are black specific. So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about how this shows up in AI. You probably have already seen the Fox News clip where they used fake AI clips of black women that were mad about losing SNAP.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
And the clips were obviously fake, but they relied on and amplified the angry black woman stereotype. And videos like this just keep coming because of a new app called Sora. It's an AI video maker that can spit out convincing minute-long clips, and you don't need a studio, you just need a prompt. So we're seeing lots of AI accounts making videos that repeat old tropes, and they use racist stereotypes like the angry black woman or the violent black man, etc. Now, these videos don't just appear out of nowhere. They serve a purpose. They, number one, feed into the GOP's strategy of division. They also feed into the media's pattern of centering white fear. And they feed into the government's longstanding use of racial stereotypes to shape public opinion and policy. Now they're using AI to create the narrative. So, how do you spot AI generated content designed to mimic Black, Indigenous, and people of color? Your first defense is you. If a clip feels performative or stereotypical, pause there. Ask who made it and who benefits from it and whether it's even real. And here's 3 quick things to check that. Number 1, who posted it? What's the source account? Does it say it uses AI? A lot of times they say that right there on the page. Number 2, do the people look off? AI struggles with hands and with text and with moving backgrounds, so check those details. And then third, people made with Sora specifically have a robot voice undertone that sounds almost human but not quite. It's very weird.
Okay, so the situation with Alabama, Barker, whoever the hell she is, and she's not the only girl, white girl, who I feel like who be doing black girl aesthetics. And what I mean by that, listen very closely when I tell you what I mean by that. Yes, I know the laces right there. What I mean by that is like when white girls are like pushing to be black when, you know, clearly they're not. They're using black as an aesthetic. But these are the same people who will never want to go through slavery and racism and never will because, you know, they're just white. They won't deal with what us black people deal with. Yeah, they can be with some white racist people, yeah. But they'll never deal with the extent of shit that we deal with. So it pisses me off when they push so hard to do black woman things or black men things when they really couldn't even handle the bittest tea of the heat of what we go through on a regular basis. People still look at me funny when I go into places. They're like, oh, is this girl going to rob me? She's going to act ghetto because she's wearing a scarf. People always still do that with, you know, everyday and black culture. So it'd be killing me. And it's like, then they purposely try to put on like a black scent or whatever the hell they be doing. They be trying to like talk, you know, funny in a certain way that makes them seem like they're from the hood or they're just, you know, one of us, and they're not. It's like, I see what you're doing. It's not cool and it's not cute. That's just my personal preference. That's my personal opinion on it. I don't know where this thing has come from, but it's very annoying. And it's not just white girls. Other people have done it as well, like Hispanics, you know, so forth. And even people in the Asian community, they do it as well. And it's like, it's just not cool. It's not cute to me because it's just like, you guys cannot handle what us black people legit deal with on a regular basis. Like, you're not the one who's going to get declined for a loan or anything like that because they just feel like us black people, we will never amount to nothing and we're not good enough for these certain things. So it's very annoying and to see that people do that because it's really not a game. But, you know, to everybody else, oh, it's a trend, it's cute, let me do it, let me do certain shit. Like, no, it's really not. It's not cool. And again, I'm going to make this clear. I am not saying that they can't, you know, females can't have wigs, white girls can't try wigs, they can't have long nails or anything that you feel is mainly a black girl aesthetic. They could do that, but they do it to an extent where they, you know, it's like cosplay to them. And it's not cosplay to me, so.
All right, so looks like some racist cats are at it again. This time, instead of just being in the comments with a black name, blackface, or whatever, now they're using AI. You know, there's somebody floating around now calling themselves Trumparella. No videos except for 2 racist videos. And it looks to be AI. Now, don't seem to be a real person. I just don't understand, if you believe so much in your ideology, why can't you be yourself and push it? Why are you hiding behind pictures, hiding behind AI with some bullshit? If you believe in that crap, stand up, stand 10 toes down, as they say. Stand on business, as they say. Let y'all some punk asses, man. Punk asses. And do some of the most dumb shit like we don't know AI when we see it. And even if you got yourself some real person to push that shit, we know what that's about. Well, what you ain't doing is standing 10 toes down on your own bullshit.
Family, many white folks are creating accounts to pretend to be black online to push racist ideologies. They are pretending to be black to speak badly about black people. And family, you can easily notice these accounts. and you wonder why would many white people just try and create these pseudo accounts. They are trying to speak bad. They are trying to push ideologies that many a times is very, very difficult to push as a white person. They know that they'd be subjected, to being called out, for pushing racist ideologies. So they choose, to open up these black accounts so that they can be able to abuse black people easily, and hide behind the umbrella of color, the umbrella of blackness. And family, this is actually very, very weird. And when I saw it online, I thought that this is a topic that I'd want to discuss about it. And I am wondering what is with this obsession that many white folks have for black people. What do they want from black folks? Why do they, come for black people each and every time? White people are creating these accounts to impersonate black people. They want credibility for their racism. They know they will be called out when they are white. When you're racist and white and you've not hidden, your account, it's easy for people to call you out for your racist abuses. So now they hide themselves, in black accounts, which they are forming. The digital blackface, which is usually, a lie. Once they create these accounts, they are now pushing racist ideologies easily, because when somebody looks at those accounts, you may think it's a black person. But when a black person sees comments from accounts impersonating a black person, you can easily tell that something is off. Many a times they put up statements like, as a black person, I do this and that. We black people, we usually do things this way. You can easily notice that these people are pretending to be blacks. They know they could go away with these things, as black people. They know they utter words like nigger, the N word, without having to be questioned. That is what they want. They want to abuse black people, pretending to be black folks, using black accounts. And family, this is just another proof today, of how many white, far right, Americans really, really are obsessed with black people. They want to do anything to ensure that black people fall. They want to do anything to ensure that they abuse us as a people. And you wonder what is wrong with these folks. What's with the obsession they have with black people? Family, we see it in many ways. Nowadays, we see even white folks, take up injections so that they may become black. The day we saw in the Halloween period, they were painting their faces black, and they were saying that they are now putting up black faces for Halloween, and they were mocking black people, crying, saying that they have not gotten their food stamps for November. You notice the obsession that white folks have for black people. They'd go, in many, many attempts to ensure that now they abuse black folks. We're seeing some people now starting taking, melanin drops. You can check my previous video, you'll see that. They want to look as black as possible. And some of them, once they've changed their color, they start mocking blackness. You wonder, is black culture so good to them that they want to relate to it? They want to fight so hard so that they may have a culture they can relate to, because many a times white people do not have a culture. White people do not have a history. The history they know is whitewashed. They want to use the N-word. It gives them joy to be able to utter certain words under the umbrella of blackness. They want to go online and call somebody the N-word because they know that their accounts look black. They know that nobody can come out for them. They know that nobody would call them out for doing that because they've created black accounts. They do not have a culture. They want to relate to the culture of black people. And whatever they are doing is so wrong. You form an account and you start talking things that somebody would wonder when they see them. You see a white person open up an account of a black person and start saying things like, as a black person, I wouldn't want to date from my race. I only want white women. There's some things you see them say that want to push, black women down. They want black women to feel as inferior. They want to push agendas by creating these accounts. Some people go to an extent of creating many accounts to ensure that they get votes in a certain area during political rallies or during times where campaigns are near. They start creating accounts and speak on behalf of black people to try and confuse the black population. You notice there's something special about black folks that many white people actually want. There's something special about this race that many white people do not like. They are trying so hard to destroy what black folks are having, in this day and time. Family, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this episode. Do you think it's right for many white people who have chosen to pretend to be black, opening up accounts to just try, and abuse black people? Let me know if you've encountered anybody that you see their accounts and you're like, no, this is not a black person. This must have been a white person trying to push their own agendas. Kindly like the video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users, and I'd be very, very grateful. Lastly, I'd really appreciate if you all took your time to subscribe to the channel. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and fam, I'd really, really appreciate if you'd be a part of the journey. Lastly, the goal of this channel has always been to talk about black stories, black history, and ensure that we tell black stories the black way. Because if we give the white supremacists an opportunity to tell our stories, many a times they whitewash our stories and they distort them. So fam, let us push this narrative and ensure that these videos reach as many black folks as possible. Family, thank you so much, and see you all in our next episode. Goodbye for now.